Now, a major cultural anniversary is being marked in Ennis this January as Scoil Gheimhridh Chumann Merriman returns with a special focus on An Gúm at 100, celebrating a century of Irish language, publishing, translation and education. The Winter School will be running from the 23rd to the 25th of January, so over the coming days at the Old Ground Hotel. And joining us now to tell us more about it is Dr. Síle Choincheannain of Mary Immaculate College, one of the events directors. To tell us more, Síle, a very good morning to you.
Morning, Alan. How are things?
Very well, and looking forward to hearing more about this. And for listeners who may not be familiar with the event, tell us more about the Winter School and what it aims to do.
Exactly, yeah. So Chumann Merriman is a long-standing committee, and every year we have a winter school, and it's been fortunate enough to host it for the second time consecutively this year in the lovely town of Ennis. And it's basically kind of an opportunity for people to get together and to explore various themes. And as you said in your introduction, the theme this year is quite significant. It's 100 years since the establishment of the publishing house An Gúm, which some people would be familiar with, in particular with educational books, school books, early days of translation, post Free State, the establishment of the Free State, and its importance in the promotion and conservation and writing and publishing through Irish, which was in very short supply at that time. So we're absolutely delighted to have a great line of speakers, and local man Donlo Lynchig will open the school this Friday, the 23rd. Everybody is welcome. The events you do have to pay for the events. You can pay for the whole weekend, which is €70, or it's €20 in for any individual event that you might be interested in. And all of the information are on our social media at Chumann Merriman and on the Chumann Merriman website as well.
Given the time, as you say, in the immediate aftermath of the establishment of the Free State, An Gúm is clearly such an important institution in the history of the Irish language. Síle, what stands out to you about An Gúm's original vision and ambition when it was first set up?
Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose initially it was what's the word? Look at conspoidach. It was controversial. In the beginning, because there was a big emphasis on translation and the choice of books that were picked for translation, and there was also an element of maybe handpicking particular writers to write books. And another bone of contention was the Canonicus, the various dialects, and what dialect took precedent over the other, and It was all very like the establishment of the Free State. It was finding its footing. There were a lot of teething problems, but essentially it set down the marker for a publishing house, Scoil Gheimhridh, that prioritised Irish writing and Irish publishing, and that was a huge, maybe. I suppose it was incorporated in the national vision in general. That it was going to be an Irish nation for an Irish people, and so that's why An Gúm is so significant, because and I suppose people have such great interest in An Gúm because of how controversial it was, and maybe sometimes the element of censorship and sometimes the quality of the writing. So it's one of those it's one of those bodies, it's one of those groups that you could do research on for the rest of your days, because there are so many elements of it. And we're lucky that Friday night and I'll actually be interviewing two of the speakers, Muirish O'Rahalig and Garodin Ilaileish. They're actually going to talk us through the early years of An Gúm, and they would be a lot more up to date than I would on that. And it's going to be very visual. They're going to show us some of the original book covers and some of the social and political contexts around the establishment of the Gúm. So if anybody that's listening is interested in that, I'd highly recommend attending Friday night's 8:30 session, just to give yourself a general context as to the importance of An Gúm.
And I did want to ask you, Síle, about the book covers themselves, because they're I have to say, I think they're fantastic. They're really evocative and kind of that, they remind me of that early to mid 20th century US comic book style that just, they look so, they look really, really good and really stand out.
Yeah, and it's and the book covers in particular was an element of the school that we really wanted to highlight. And again, Muireann O'Rahillig is going to give us a visual overview of those book covers on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. But, even going down to, you can see the difference if you look at our programme on the books that were translated, and then the books with the original Irish titles, and it's written on Shanna Chloe Gaelach, the old Irish print. So, and even people will learn over the weekend the discussions that happened throughout that, and maybe why Dracula was picked over certain books, or why Pinocchio was picked as a translation over another. So definitely, again, this would not necessarily be my area of expertise, but the speakers that we have are sure to give a great oversight of An Gúm and how important it was. So, but yeah, I totally agree with you. The book covers are extremely evocative and extremely bright. And would kind of, you could judge a book by its cover, and you might pick it up as a result of that. Yeah,
I have to say, looking at the covers, it would definitely compel me to pick up a book as opposed to something with a more drab, less colourful cover. And one of the symposium sessions, Síle, explores women of An Gúm and hidden stories in the archives. And why is it important to revisit these maybe lesser known but equally important contributions now?
Absolutely, and I suppose it was again, historically speaking, the Bonsrí Nóri, the female writers, I know all writers are writers, but as they were known then, the Bonsrí Nóri, a lot of them actually would have written under pseudonyms or pen names, male names in particular, to get their work published. And this wasn't just particular to the Irish context, of course, but Caoimhinic Lucklan, who is going through the hidden stories of the women of the Gúm, just again, these are why these commemorative events and 100-year events are so important, because we can look back with a new lens and give voices to the women of the Gúm who maybe weren't able to shout as loud back then as they would now. And it's great to be able to explore that context as well. And as I said, to give a voice to the women of An Gúm that were also writing at that time.
And of course, there's a significant local connection this year with a focus on Clare writers and An Gúm, and I guess that local connection is important to have. Absolutely. And look, Brian Merriman himself, this is why we're so delighted to have Scoil Gheimhridh Merriman in Ennis, because Brian Merriman, as we know, was born in Ennis Diamond, but then moved to Choincheannain later on in his life, and is famous for the poem Choincheannain, or the Midnight Court. So the fact then that we're so grateful to the library, the beautiful library, that Brian O'Donnell will give a talk, and there will be another display there on the writers of County Clare. And even Rory Henchley, the Irish and Communications Officer, has done a wonderful video on social media going through Choincheannain and the copy that's there in the library. So that's kind of another nice space. It's going to move from the old ground to the library and then back to the old ground, and it'll be an opportunity for people to talk and to learn more about these local heroes, essentially, and people that we need to be really proud of. And we're always standing on shoulders of giants when it comes to these things. And with events of this nature, I guess, look, the lectures are important, Síle, obviously, but variety is what compels people to attend, and having exhibitions, music discussion, visits to the local library, to have that mixture and variety is, I would imagine, is important. Absolutely, and I suppose sometimes the fear is that these events might be too academic or too studious or whatever, but it really, really isn't. There's a mixture of music and, there a lot of it's not just, a lot of the sessions are, fireside style. It's very interactive. It's very welcoming space. The library visit will be 2:00 on a Saturday, and I think that would be a nice one, especially for local people. And that's a free event, so that might entice people as well.
And both nights, Friday and Saturday, 10 o'clock, we've got Club Merriman, which is a music session by local musicians, supported by An Gúm Scoil Gheimhridh. And it's just, I think if anybody has any interest, not only in Irish literature, but in Irish history, Irish politics, Irish social history, this event is for them.
Many of the events are free, but if people do want to secure tickets, how can they do so, Síle?
Yeah, so you can just rock up to the Old Ground at any time. As I said, all of the information is on the website and on the social media. And of course, the people who are speaking are taking time out of, they're showcasing their research and taking time out of their weekend. So the individual events are €20. So you can just come up to the desk, which will be in the reception of the Old Ground, and you can pay there, pay by card or cash. We have a sum up machine, and as I said, everybody is welcome.
Lovely. Sounds like it's going to be a great occasion. Dr. Síle Choincheannain, thank you so much for having a chat about that with us this morning.
Gurmíle Mahagat.